Good Monday morning. This is Pastor Dave, and I hope you all had a great weekend. I had a good time, good weekend, great day in the Lord yesterday. Had a number of folks, a great crowd of people that listened to the sermon. I preached on worry and how to overcome worry. And this morning, I want to continue a thought that I began last Friday. Last Friday, I gave you three principles or three ways to stay relaxed and flowing in God's timing, to stay with God's timing during this whole crisis and mess that we're dealing with. And you remember the first one I said was we need to understand that there is a right time for everything. And by the way, that's what the Bible says. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse number 1, there is a right time for everything. Now, what that verse firmly is implying is that there's a wrong time for everything too. I mean, the key is that you and I need to have wisdom, which, by the way, comes from God. The Bible says, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all men liberally, and he doesn't upbraid you or criticize you for asking. And we need to understand the difference, because if we do the right thing at the wrong time, it only creates damage, chaos, and problems. And that's why it's so important for us to understand what I call the principle of appropriateness. You see, the principle of appropriateness teaches that timing is what makes everything is appropriate. I mean, everything is appropriate when it's the right time to do what you do, to do that particular action. And it takes wisdom to know the difference. And I want to encourage you this week. It's hard. I mean, we've got a lot of emotions that drive us. We've got, the way we always have liked things, the way we always have done things, and what makes us angry, and what makes us sad, and what makes us glad and happy, and all those type of things. And if we're not careful, we become driven by those things instead of driven by wisdom and doing things in the right time. There is a right time and a right way for you and I to act and to respond to what is going on in our lives. And I want to encourage you about that, to pray about that. I mean, when is the right time to go do this or go do that? I know I'm under the pressure right now. When's the right time for us to start to go back to church? Some people want to dive right back in. And I understand that. I miss my people. I miss seeing them. And I miss shaking their hands and hugging them and doing all of those things. And the truth is, when we do go back, we won't be shaking hands. We won't be hugging. No. And some things will be different, at least for a while. But when do you start that process? That's tough. That's very difficult. And it takes wisdom. And it takes consideration for others, being concerned about their well-being, being concerned about what's right and what's wrong. And most of all, having wisdom, which comes from God. And so I would encourage you to pray and ask God for wisdom about timing, how to do things, not to become driven because of emotion or driven because of self-serving motives or goals. And certainly we can't be a judge of that for anybody else other than ourselves. But we need to look at it. Once again, the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3:1, there's an appropriate time to do things and a right time for everything on the earth. I trust that this week that you will do things in the right timing, in the right way, seeking the leadership and guidance of a sovereign God who loves you, and he loves those around you very, very much. I trust that you'll do that. God bless you. Be looking for us tomorrow. We'll have a guest devotion tomorrow. I believe Gail Sigler will be on. And of course, don't forget, I'll be back on Wednesday with a devotion, and then Wednesday night with our Wednesday night prayer meeting live at 7 o'clock in the evening. God bless you. Have a great week. If I can help you, don't hesitate to call. We'll be talking to you now. Goodbye.